All right, so in light of the new ban list dropping and a new format upon us, some cards started to go up in price. But in this video, we're going to discuss some of those that have not skyrocketed just yet, but I suggest you pick them up as soon as possible so you are as prepared for the future meta as you possibly can be. Now, I've got my two little financial advisors over here, but now that I think about it, the last time they advised me, I bought out Rescue Cat for no apparent reason, so perhaps I should just put them to the side and we should consider the list I compiled for today's video. So let me move them to the shelf. And while I do that, feel free to like the video if you enjoy it and also give me a sub. Ding the bell so you are notified when I post. It helps out the channel immensely and I am very, very grateful if you do so. So with that, let's jump into today's video. First up, we have 7th Tachyon. Now, please, don't go off on me. I know it's an expensive card, but I'm still advising you to pick it up. In my opinion, yes, Raizu was hit, but it's still gonna be a super, super powerful deck, if not one of the best decks of the format moving forward. Of course, there's Alliance Inside dropping and all of that, but Raizu is still gonna be good, regardless of that set, actually, even though Malice is probably gonna be at the forefront of the meta. But still, if you look at 7th Tachyon, it already started to go up in price. And right now, it's more important than ever because you lost 5 of your combo pieces or engine pieces, or however you want to look at it, starters also in a way. The loss of all those copies of Raizu monsters, as well as 2 copies of Bonfire, is actually huge. So this card, together with Ascension, it's a very important package, but Ascension, of course, was reprinted in Stampede that's coming out tomorrow, I believe. So pick up the 7th Tachyon before it goes to like $80 or $90, because I'm sure you're going to be grateful you do that right now as opposed to later. You're going to need it regardless if you're going to be playing Raizu. So let's move on to the next card. Still on topic, though. It's Raizu Detonator, the collector's rare version. Now, I'm saying this because now you only have 1 copy with the most recent ban list limiting Raizu Detonator. I would just go for this version because if you look at it, it obviously went up in price because it's Raizu, but now it's sort of starting to steady or perhaps even go down a tiny bit. So I would suggest picking it up for about $30 is the best you can do right now, because if this deck still performs, which I'm sure is gonna, this card might just spike for no apparent reason. It's just because people are gonna be like, oh, you know, Raizu is still good. Let's just hype the price of this card up and let's make as much money as possible. So I would suggest you pick it up right now. It's very similar with Phantom of Yubel, where you can only play once, so you might as well pick up the ultimate rare version if you want the highest rarity, although I don't think the hand card is that great, so I'm still playing a secret rare. And on that topic, I actually want to move on to the next card on this list, which is going to be the Phantom of Yubel. Why do I... Okay, I put up a random playmat, excuse me. But the Phantom of Yubel, the secret rare one, is about $8 right now. And if you look at the chart, yes, it's going down. It's kind of just going up and down, actually. But in my opinion, Yubel is a very decent pick right now, at least until Alliance Inside when things shake up again. Right now, at the beginning of the format, it's always advisable to play a deck you're really comfortable with, or just a random pick out of left field, so you kind of catch some people off guard, while the format is still in its developmental stages. So if Yubel randomly starts performing and you're thinking about playing it, I would definitely pick up the Phantom right now when it's around $8 and you're literally only losing $8 because it's at once. So just pick up the secret rare, please, because the ultimate rare just it does not look good. And if you want to share your thoughts in the comments, I'm perfectly happy you do that. I just probably will not agree with you because some people prefer the ultimate rare, which sure, more power to you. On that note, I also want to talk about Nightmare Throne. It is going up, and then like it went up, as you can see by the chart, went down again, But very similarly to Phantom, right now it's about $16, which is fine if you're trying to play a deck kind of on a budget. You don't need to play Fiendsmith cards in your bow. Like it's obviously it's broken if you do that. But you can just focus on playing like a Fiend Link type deck with Shavara going to 2. I think there's something there. So if you're trying to play something like that, I would advise you pick this up. I understand Fuvalos is a huge problem, and we did lose 2 talents, 2 cross out, but with Thrust, that's still a good package to run going first. So 3 Thrust and a good target, like a Karma Cannon or something, or even a D-Barrier if you have to. Like, I genuinely think there are options out there, and if you're trying to play a Fiend Link type deck and you want to pick something like that up, I would suggest you do it right now. Now, let us move on. I want to talk about the Fiendsmith cards. I'm actually going to open up... what do I want to open up? Let's open up Requiem, because Engraver obviously got reprinted and Fiendsmith cards did not get hit on the ban list. So Requiem is actually getting bought out, which is crazy, but it is spiking. And it's about $20 now, and you usually only play 1 copy. What I would suggest you do is wait a couple days and then snatch it up, because post the ban list, obviously prices are going to spike when it comes to cards that have not been hit, especially if they're extremely important in the format. But then prices are going to cool down a tiny bit in a matter of about a week. So I would suggest you wait just a tiny bit and then grab a Requiem. And we can also talk about Lacrima, because let me just pull up Lacrima. Now, the quarter century secret rare is like $80 or something. It is going up again. So if you're trying to play Lacrima, because it is only at 1 in most decks, you can also pick up the quarter century version if you feel like you want to do that. But when it comes to the secret rare one, obviously out of stock, just like Requiem, it also spiked to about 30, which... do with that info what you will. You can also wait and then pick it up. But all in all, what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to be competitive, I would suggest you play Fiendsmith right now. Now, Fiendsmith's tracked. I don't even want to talk about that card, because I'm literally considering just borrowing tracked for any event I go to, because I just don't feel like spending so much money for tracked. It's actually crazy. So when it comes to tracked, just... I don't even know what to say. It's like, do you wait? Do you just bite the bullet and get it? I'm not. It's about $60, which is crazy. Like, you're not trying to spend $200 for 3 copies of a card that used to be about $5 to $8. Like, I get that is terrible. So when it comes to tracked, just, I don't know, like, try and find someone that owns Fiendsmith and just borrow it if you have to go to an event. I'm literally planning to do that. So it's fine. No one's gonna shame you for that. So let's move on. Let's talk about Kashtira. I want to focus on Fenrir for right now, because I believe Fenrir might actually be a good option. Now, here the chart is saying that it went down, but it's slowly picking up in price again, and it didn't get reprinted. So I'm not certain when we might get a super accessible reprint. So if you're trying to play a card that inherently puts a lot of pressure on the board, I would actually suggest you pick up Fenrir, because you're only going to be spending about $30 for a play set, which is fine for a good tech card, in my opinion. It puts up immense pressure. It can deal with Detonator if you already baited the field spell or something, or at least it trades 1-for-1 with like an Imperm or something. So then you're able to further try and dismantle the board. Now, we can also take a look at Kashtira Unicorn. because this one is going to be more important than ever right now. Oh, it's like at a similar price actually, because you can rip that one copy of Detonator, which is really, really important. But it is at a completely steady price, so you don't need to like jump on it and get it immediately. I don't think you're going to be spending more than $7 or $8 regardless. So when it comes to Koshira Unicorn, you can wait and do whatever. Now let's move on. Let's talk about Welcome Labyrinth. Welcome was the one that was not reprinted in Stampede. Big Welcome is reprinted though. And if you remember, it used to be the other way around. Big Welcome spiked immensely because it only had one printing and it used to be super cheap. So now I'm thinking with Labyrinth doing well at the most recent YCS and also feeling like it's quite well positioned moving forward, I would suggest you actually pick up Welcomes right now, because if people consistently do well with this deck, I'm quite certain this card is going to go up. It's literally $2 right now, or about $4. Like it's selling for $4 to $5, and you do have to get 3 copies, I would say 2 to 3 copies for sure, right? And the other version is also about $5. And you may be thinking, okay, like, well, what are you talking about? Like, why are you suggesting we buy something that's like $1 right now? Sure. But Big Welcome also used to be super cheap, and we all know what happened to it. So just, again, do with that info what you will. I'm just saying this card did not get a reprint in the Stampede, and if it randomly spikes, it's just going to be super cringe to have to buy it for like 8 or 10. That's all I'm saying. That same note, kind of, Arias is about 9 right now, and it is going up. It did not get a reprint, and because it was reprinted in the tin, but as you know, a lot of times tin reprints do go up, and Arias is something that I'm actually more afraid of. It's spiking than Welcome Labyrinth. So yeah, if you want to play Labyrinth, here is an option. So with that, you can say goodbye to my 2 little friends over here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got some important information out of this video. I just hope I was helpful. And if you have any of your own thoughts and noticed any recent spikes or cards that might spike, feel free to drop those thoughts in the comments down below, and we're all going to be very grateful for that. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.